I shouldn't be doing this. He's too young. He's the son of a billionaire. You're his mother's age. But then, his hand slid to my waist, pulling me closer. I've never been one for extravagant parties, the kind of glitzy affairs where the rich and powerful parade their success, like it's something they've earned and everyone else hasn't. But when I received the invitation, I knew it was something I couldn't ignore. Oh yeah, thank you for subscribing this channel. For hoes who haven't, please subscribe it. Let's go on with the story. My name is Eleanor Graves, and I've spent the last 30 years building a career I'm proud of. I didn't get here by luck. I built my reputation in the corporate world through grit, hard work, and keeping a distance from the distractions of fame and wealth. So when Mason Wright, the billionaire tech mogul, invited me to one of his exclusive parties at his sprawling mansion, I hesitated. I wasn't interested in mingling with people who had no concept of reality beyond their bank accounts. But the curiosity gnawed at me, and the chance to meet some new people in the industry lured me in. I walked into his mansion that night, and everything I had expected was there. The lavish decor, the sparkling wine, the shimmering gowns, and tailored tuxedos. But what I didn't expect was him. Mason Wright, the youngest son of the tech mogul, stood across the room, surrounded by a group of admirers, his charisma lighting up the entire space. He was younger than I expected, no more than 28, but the confidence in the way he carried himself was undeniable. His smile seemed to say everything, yet nothing at all. I watched him across the room, trying not to let my gaze linger, but something in me stirred. It was like he knew. Every time I looked away, he was there, his eyes on me, as if we were already having some secret conversation, an unspoken connection. I told myself I was here for business, not pleasure. I was here to network, to make connections, to prove that I belonged in a world I wasn't really comfortable in. But as the evening wore on, I couldn't shake the feeling that Mason was drawing closer. His presence was magnetic, the type of energy that felt like it reached deep inside me, stirring things I had long buried under years of work and professionalism. At one point, we crossed paths near the terrace. I was standing alone, looking out at the city lights below, lost in my own thoughts, when I felt a presence beside me. His voice came softly, teasing yet confident. "Didn't expect to see someone like you here," he said, his tone light, but his eyes so intent that I felt the weight of his words. "You don't look like you belong with this crowd." I raised an eyebrow, turning slightly to face him. His lips curled into a smile, a little cocky, but there was something else there too, an undeniable charm that made me pause. "And what exactly do you mean by someone like me?" I asked, crossing my arms, playing along. "I don't know," he said, his voice lower now as he took a step closer. "Someone who doesn't need to flaunt their success. Someone who's more subtle about it." I smirked. "You've got me all figured out, don't you?" He smiled again, his eyes searching mine, looking for something. And I wasn't sure if I was searching for the same thing, but the pull between us was becoming undeniable. I could feel it in my chest, in the way my pulse quickened. There was something about him, his youth, his confidence, his mystery, that made it impossible to ignore. But I did ignore it. I was older, more experienced. He was just another guy at a party after all. Or at least, that's what I told myself. Later that evening, The party swelled with laughter and chatter, but I found myself standing alone on a secluded balcony, the cool night air wrapping around me. I didn't notice how long I had been out there until I heard his voice. "Mason?" I said, turning to face him as he stepped toward me, the dim light catching the edges of his face, making him look even more striking. "Eleanor?" he replied, his voice carrying a hint of mischief. "I knew I'd find you out here. I saw the way you were trying to avoid me earlier. You know, you're impossible to read." I laughed, a little nervous, but mostly amused. "I'm sure I'm not as interesting as you think I am." But he didn't laugh. He stepped closer, just enough that I could feel the heat of his body. The tension thickened the air between us. "You think I'm only interested in you because of your reputation?" he asked softly, his eyes searching mine with an intensity that made my heart skip. I opened my mouth to respond, but before I could say anything, he reached out, his hand brushing lightly against mine. It was innocent, a fleeting touch, but it shocked me, like the softest spark of electricity. I looked up at him, meeting his gaze. His eyes darkened just slightly, and I could feel the shift in the air, the way everything seemed to slow down. He was close now, so close that I could feel his breath against my skin, the heat from his body radiating in waves. "You've been avoiding this, haven't you?" he said, his voice almost a whisper. Before I could respond, his lips brushed mine, soft at first, as if asking permission. It wasn't the kiss I expected. It was slow, deliberate, like he was savoring every moment of it. And at first, I fought it. "I shouldn't be doing this. He's too young. He's the son of a billionaire. You're his mother's age." But then, his hand slid to my waist, pulling me closer. And I stopped thinking altogether. His kiss deepened, and all my defenses crumbled. I didn't want to pull away. I didn't want to fight it anymore. His hands moved under my dress, touching me in a way that made everything else fade away. The world outside, the party, everything. Nothing mattered. There was only him, only the intense, fiery connection between us. I could feel the rawness in him, the hunger, the desire. And I was just as desperate. Every kiss, every touch became more urgent, more desperate. He wasn't just a billionaire's son. He wasn't just a young man. He was him and I was me. And we were no longer two separate people. We were consumed. Mason pulled me closer, our bodies pressed against each other. And I didn't even care about the consequences. The chemistry was too much to deny. His hands explored my body and I let him. I didn't fight it. Not anymore. We didn't say anything afterward. We didn't need to. I wasn't sure what I expected from this. What I expected from him. But as I left the party later that evening, my heart still pounding in my chest, I realized something. I had crossed a line I couldn't uncross. And for the first time in years, I wasn't sure whether I regretted it. The connection between us was undeniable. And though I couldn't let it show, I knew something had shifted. And Mason, he would be impossible to forget.